Sawadee Krap and welcome to episode 3 of Disc Vacation in Koh Samui. And in this episode we are going to talk about everything else what you can do on Samui besides disc golf. First we're going to talk about traffic, of course, and the most important things about traffic you need to know when you come here. On Koh Samui there are basically two types of tarmac roads. This is a very good example of the old roads which are in the southern parts of the island. On this type of roads, I recommend not to drive too fast because they're quite bumpy sometimes. Like we can see a good example where the car is driving quite slowly, but you can see the car bouncing up and down. And the new roads look like this. They're really smooth, they're really wide, there's lots of room for everybody, and they're really nice to drive on. Here we have a good example, a little bit of the traffic. It's a one-way road. And what makes this a good example is that we have a lot of room for filming, of course, but also the red and white stones. You can see basically nobody parking here. It means no parking. And also we have an example where some cars ignore it because they just want to go to the restaurant or whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. But I heard it should be around 2,000 baht fine. And over here we have an example of the white and black stones, which means you're allowed to park on here. Like we can see, other cars are parked over here. Here we're going to have some examples of the traffic when driving around on Koh Samui. This is close to the central, so it's going to be quite heavy traffic, even though it's like during the daytime. And yeah, here we already see a lot of bikes, and we also see a bike coming from the left. This happens a lot, and you have to be ready for this. Like we can see here, even without the helmet, that is something you need to remember. Always wear a helmet, because if you don't wear a helmet and you are a foreigner, the police is going to stop you 100%. This helmet actually looks cool, and we have a option here. We can see there's a lot of time from the bikes as well, going from the right side to the left side, just trying to get away from you. And also we have some bikes coming the opposite side of the road. This is something you have to be ready as well. And here we're going to see when I getting stuck behind the car, you have to also be ready to make room for the bikes because they're going to pass you any way they can. And here we have the market where you have to be like super careful because some people, they just love to jump in the front of the car for some reason. I've seen that many times. We don't have the option on the film here, but sometimes they don't just watch and just step on the front of the car. Here we have the situation where in heavy traffic it's always smart to just sometimes stop in the road and give way to other cars, not to just be polite. And another bike, of course. And those are like the basic things you need to know about the bikes because they are everywhere. You have to keep your eyes on the road all the time. Here we can see like cars just giving road and blinking the lights and just passing from the left side. What a view. If you like to go into the beach, then there's a lot of options for that on Koh Samui. A lot of them are really occupied, but I'm going to show you some which are, like you can see, almost empty. Especially during the day when the locals are working. But at every beach you can find somewhere to buy a beverage, ice cream, find a restaurant. They're just right over there, and I'm going to show you them in a little bit. But I like this Nathon Beach because I've been driving by here so many times. Like the water level with low tide and high tide is so different. Right now it seems like more like a low tide because usually when it's high tide I will be standing in water right now. So during the high tide, everything where I'm standing right now is underwater. Right now, like I said already, it's low tide, so it feels really cool to stand here because I have the traffic over there and of course the restaurants and the beach I have to my right. And yeah, and I have beautiful views, and I'm standing like almost 100 meters from the beach, and it's pretty cool. Me as a person coming from Estonia, it's like something I don't see every day. So let me just enjoy the moment for a little bit. The next place I want to show you is Pankau Beach, and it has a remote access point and this kind of weird slope with this quite open but a little bit messy parking lot. But the beach itself, it's quite like lonesome, I would use the word, because if you look around, there's no people, and we still have the low tide, and yeah, you can see there's no people around because it's like private villas all around, but you can move around on the beach freely. And again, the water is so warm, just have to put my feet into the water. But when you walk away from the beach and you have this kind of views, you can't really blame me showing you this. Really enjoyable. But for the next beach, it's going to be more populated and more popular. So we are going to move on to Mainam Beach, where you can see a lot of people, but the parking was quite with issues. There was basically no room for my car, so if you go, you have to go with your bike. But nothing too scary, I would say. But this beach has some entertainment. You can see the chairs, there's other things, hotel stuff, and there's surfing. I think I'm going to show you a little bit of the sign. Here we are, and of course there's also on-beach massage, which is always fun. After a massage you can go take a warm, nice water. So welcome to my office. I hope you like the view. I really enjoyed working on the open space like this. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to show you all the places because it's impossible. Like, there's so many. The island is small, but there's many places you can visit, many places you can go for every type of taste. But I'm going to show you the things I think they're more valuable or more interesting, and we're going to continue with some really interesting locations. Oh, thank you. And yeah, let's go to a viewpoint which I really enjoy, and check it out. So this place is called Slope Iceland Viewpoint. I really love this place because it's really open and really close to the cliffs, and you can see really far from here. And also it gets a lot of tourists, of course, like you can see. It was really early in the morning and you can see already a lot of people. And of course we have some security guard or police officers. I don't really know which one they are, but like you can see a lot of people. And of course we have some selling points. Here we can see a lady selling some food, but I wasn't feeling it, so just enjoying the view a little bit. And I'm going to get myself a coffee, of course. For the coffee, you just walk to this little van in the distance, and here we have my coffee place. And of course, with a warm weather like this, I choose iced coffee. And here I have my iced coffee, and you can continue your tour. I'm going to show you a little bit of the cliffs as well. And here we are, really down here. I made actually a TikTok about this. I hope you found it and you enjoyed it. I think it was really, really interesting. But one thing you need to remember, when you go down, you have to go up again, and it's quite a long way. So yeah, I'm going using the different stairs, and up I go. But on the way up, you can still enjoy the views, which is never a bad thing. And now I'm going to show you a little bit different location, and this is called the Darni Magical Garden. When the viewpoint was for free, then in this place you have to pay 80 baht to get in, but you will get to see all of this. Yeah, we have a kind of a pool, which I really was tempted to dip my toes in, but I stayed normal, guys, so I didn't do it. But in this place you have a lot of different things, a little bit houses, which are really cool, but they're super tiny, so I don't know if somebody has ever lived in there, but they look like they're at least restored at some point. But you can go further down the stream and you will see different things like this kind of statues, and there were some chairs, and here's a statue show, which I also made a TikTok from. And here's a different angle which you can see a lot of Google pictures are from. And here we have a view from one of those houses. Really nice place. I don't know if I would call it magical, but I also saw some prayer altars, I would call them. Maybe that's why it's magical. I really don't know, but I really like this place. So one thing what you can do on Koh Samui is visit different animal shows, and here we have a good example of a snake farm. It's in Taninam, and we're going to check it out. The ticket price is quite pricey. It's 500 baht per person, but is it worth it or not? You have to choose for yourself. Let's check it out. The shows basically start after every hour, but depending how many people there are, they probably choose it up a little bit. And here we can see the ticket counter, and for children it's a little bit cheaper, but it's still a lot of money. And this guy, I really liked his English. It was surprisingly good, and he really knows his stuff. I really enjoyed. And we started from the cobras, of course, and we had, I think there was like 3 cobras in this tank. They are protected from the glass because they're kind of mean little snakies, because you can see they're trying to attack every chance they get. Seems like they only like their own kind. I think we're going to see some more attacks. Yeah, and we have some nature action in one of the pits. I'm not going to say any more comments about this. Let's just leave it like that. And also they had let's say a dinosaur, a monster. Yeah, no words. They're seeing them in real life, it's crazy. And the snakes are afraid of this little fella, kind of like really likes to eat snakes, and snakes are really afraid of this one. And do I understand they also like to attack people, so stay away from them. And of course they had scorpions, a lot of scorpions. Those are baby scorpions you're seeing here, and mommy is below the other coconut. We're not going to see that a lot of time, but they also showed us a python who just shedded his skin, so his color is really lived, and he was really calm and just letting people do it, like pet him, and because he just finished this really big meal. And this is also the snake they give you to put around your neck if you want to make some cool pictures, like the snake tamer. And shout out to you, my friend. You're really courageous. I applaud you. And here we have Godzilla. And yeah, he was watching us all the time, kind of like a big brother kind of animal, I think, because I didn't see him move a lot, but just watching all the time, kind of creepy. And the main event was the show where they were playing with scorpions. This guy is crazy in my mind, because if you can see, he has a lot of scorpions on his shirt as well, and he was trying to put them on our arms. When it was my turn, there were scorpions are already fighting with each other, so I felt like they are maybe too angry, so I was like, no thank you. So I'm going to be honest about that. And also he's holding the centipede. If you see that, you really should stay away because they are really poisonous. So he's holding the centipede's face, like you can see, so that he doesn't bite anybody because they're extremely poisonous. Even though they look maybe cute to somebody, I really tell you to stay away from those little creatures. And the main event was, of course, the cobras. They had 3 cobras in the box, and they are nasty and angry little fellas. Sadly, I didn't position my camera well enough, so I don't have a lot of footage of this show because I was a little bit in shock. You can see, oh, it's already ready to attack and trying to take a bite. The guy was telling us that he has actually gotten 1 bite before, and it was really nasty one. So obviously it's okay now, but you can see he's being really careful, which is a good thing. If you find the need to buy some beverage or ice cream, then the 7-Eleven is the easiest option because you can find those everywhere. We have a 7-Eleven here, and we have one 7-Eleven here close to the fisherman's village, and another one. And here we have another one, 7-Eleven. And here we have another 7-Eleven. Like we can see, there's 7-Elevens everywhere, and there's about 100 7-Elevens around the island, but this is not the only main store here. We have also the Family Mart, and we have also Big C, either the mini versions or the big one. The biggest place where you can go shopping is, of course, the central of Samui, or Central Samui. You can find it on any maps. Like, they even have a small market in front, and I really love that shop's really name. If you're an Estonian, you understand what I mean. Anyway, in this central, they have a lot of different stores. Basically everything you need. Is it like clothes or electronics or just other type of clothes? You can find everything on here. I really like this sports store because they have a really wide selection, and the store actually was 2 stories. You can see some stairs coming up, but we're already moving on, and they have also a restaurant section where you can go rest a little bit and find something to eat or to drink, whatever is your choice. Like you can see, there's enough choice for everybody. There's actually more than you can see here, and I really love this coffee shop spot because they have this big sign and you can make a lot of pictures here. Of course, there are other shopping malls as well. One of them is, of course, Lotus's, a really big one, and if you want to get wholesale, then you have to find a macro. There are also some of them over there, and they also have big options. Oh, you already finished with that part. Anyway, if you're a person like me who likes to eat, then you're going to enjoy the next section. Bon appetit. If you're feeling hungry, then one of those really local hidden gems is this place, Pantanai. It's a local homemade kitchen, restaurant kind of thing, and you can get real Thai food, homemade, really cheap, and you can get a lot of traffic on this road as well because you have the hotel over there and there's different pubs on this road, and let's go check it out. Yeah, like you can see, the place is not really big, but it's very cozy, and we have here the kitchen. This is where they make the food. You can check it out if you want, but there's plenty of space. One of those cheap places is also Tejano. It's also about 1 kilometer away from the Samui Discgolf course. You have to a little bit find because it's like in the small roads, but like you can see, this place is really big. It's a little bit more expensive than Bandanai, but you can see we stopped here to have a little bit food. It was really nice. You can add the spiciness if you want, and also something to remember, if you like spicy food like me, then you have to tell them every single time when you order something that you want spicy food, otherwise they're going to make you 0 spice. And here we have the look of the place from the outside. This is one of the entrance, but what I wanted to show you, that they have even a parking lot, which is really nice. You just have to follow the road a little bit and go left around here, and we can see there's also cars and there's some room for bikes as well. There are so many really expensive, really nice restaurants around Koh Samui, but I wanted to show you the roof Samui, because if you arrive to this place, there's a big sign. You have to call the number and call for the shuttle bus. You can go up yourself, but it's easier this way because the ticket is only 50 baht. It's not expensive for this kind of ride because you will enjoy it, because when you're not driving you can look around. Like we can see, already there's also some places where the road is really bad, but those drivers really know where they're going and how the road is, which is interesting. There's some kind of hotel kind of thing also middle of the mountain, and we can see already some of the views, which are extremely nice. And we can see the jungle, and we can see the ocean already, which is also really good. But we have still some road to go, and basically from here we see almost the entire of Koh Samui. And I think, yeah, this is the corner. When you reach that really tiny road, we are almost arrived, and we're going to show you a little bit of the restaurant. You pay for your ride in the beginning, and then you can go sit down. The interesting part is like the ride is up and down, not just one way, because when you go down, the money is already considered and it will take you down. And we have the view, and you can eat with this kind of view. The roof Samui. I don't know why I'm trying to put off in the between, but the view is killing, and it's really nice. And also interesting part that you can see the airport, and you can see planes taking off, which is also really interesting, because in the background you just see blue. Either it's the sky or it's the ocean, it doesn't really matter. And you can see it's quite far away. Yeah, and the food is also really good. I really have enjoyed my time every time when I have been there. And here we can see we ordered this, and it was really yummy. Any case, if you're wondering, that was a chocolate cake. I bought it from a homemade bakery in Mainam, and yeah, the package which I received, it was really nice done. It was really easy to open. The store itself is tiny, so it can be hard to find, but it's worth it. I really recommend, if you come here and you feel like you need some cake, that is the place to go. And also they make custom-made cakes. So if you have any preference for birthday or anything, they will do it. So that concludes this vacation in Koh Samui. I hope you enjoyed the 3 episodes, and just to remind you, you can order those discs yourself. You just contact and from the description, and just send them an email, a letter, however you can contact them. I really enjoyed my disc vacation, and I hope you will too, and I will see you next time. something to tell you. Come closer, come closer. There is more